So if there's one thing you're going to learn from these stories is that most local governments hate you and just want you to sit at home and eat Doritos. So a couple stories I wanted to share with you guys. Number one was from the state of Nevada, where a woman did the right thing and registered with her local government that she wanted to sell eggs that she was legally allowed to sell on her homestead, and she was shut down. Here's the clip.
Y'all, I just had our meeting with the county commissioners, and they denied us to have an egg stand in front of our house. I get it, there's zoning laws in place, but my house is zoned to have chickens. We're allowed to have 20 chickens and 2 large livestock. And all I wanted to do was legally sell eggs in front of my house so customers could pick up easier. I'm so gutted because I worked so hard. This is a 6-month process. I'm legally allowed to sell eggs, but I can't sell it in front of my home. Make that make sense. It makes no sense.
So that sounds pretty horrible, right? I mean, it makes you just throw your hands up in despair that someone, maybe a stay-at-home mom who's trying to do what's right, she's trying to sell some of her local things that she's making on the homestead to some neighbors, to some friends, and the government comes along and says, no, you cannot sell those eggs, you cannot sell that stuff. All right, so she goes on to say that she has her producer certificate. She went through the trouble to get a producer certificate from the Nevada Department of Agriculture. She also has a food handler's card. She has her animal control inspection certificate. She has a DBA LLC, means that she has a tax ID, so she's trying to keep everything, legal with the federal government and state tax government. And she even purchased liability insurance. It just goes to show you that no matter what rules you follow, there's somebody in your local government who can't stand that you're doing something with your freedom that people 100 years ago wouldn't have even thought possible that could have been infringed upon. But here today, in modern society, I mean, our founders would have been stacking bodies by now. So, the comments of this video were absolutely fantastic. So let me share some of the comments with you. First comment. But if she tries selling lab-grown eggs, the government will give her a subsidy. Yeah, because we can't have you out there selling real chicken eggs. You can't do that. But, the fake ones, yeah. The next comment. The first mistake was asking permission to do something on your own property. Never do that. Do what you want, let them find out on their own. I absolutely agree with that. In the society that we live in today, it's better to ask forgiveness than it is permission, because people who grant permission love to say no to you little peons. Next comment. It makes perfect sense when you understand the system is designed to keep us from being self-sufficient. Years ago I would have said that's a conspiracy theory, but as we continue to go further and further along, I have listened to many videos from the World Economic Forum. I have shared them on my channel. Absolutely, they do not like you being self-sufficient. I just got my notice from the USDA wanting me voluntarily to declare all of the things that we grow on this homestead. Animals, food produced, how much land we have, how much land is being used in that production, all these things, so that they can keep that data. But don't worry, they tell me, the USDA tells me that information will be kept confidential. It's you who I do not want to have that information. I don't care about Joe Schmo on the street. I care about you. Next comment. Sell a plastic cup for what you would charge for a dozen eggs, and if anything is said, tell them that you gave the eggs to them and they bought the cup. There was a lot of such comments like this. The first mistake you made was asking permission. I agree. Second was you spent a whole lot of time and money thinking that their codes, mandates, and SMU rules were made for you to follow. Absolutely correct. This was not about you. They made these rules for giant corporations, and then some bean counter, some person who has no intelligence, has the IQ of a doorknob, comes along and says, oh, that applies to you homeowners. That applies to you little guys, you backyard farmers, you backyard garden owners, you backyard chicken owners, that applies to you. It never meant to apply to you, but someone doesn't know that, and they will force it upon you. Next comment. Sell the egg carton and get a dozen eggs for free. That's exactly what I would do. And like I said, there was a lot of comments like this. You sell the carton. I'm just selling egg cartons. Egg cartons for sale. $5 or $2 or $10, whatever. And it comes with eggs in it. It just happens to come. I'm not selling eggs. I'm selling the cartons, and they happen to come with eggs. You can get around this stuff. You just gotta be smart and think about it. and stop playing by their rules. Stop playing by their games. Last comment. End all zoning laws. They are against the Constitution. Many parts of Texas, including Houston, have no zoning laws, and they survived. Imagine a town having the hubris, mind you, to tell an individual what they can and can't do with their own damn property. That's something we just kind of dealt with here in my county. You had a bunch of people who were about to tell you what you can and can't do on your own property. They were going to tell you how much solar you had to have, and you had to get a permission slip, in order to have even a small amount of solar power on your home. Yeah, well, a bunch of people showed up with torches and pitchforks and said, no, that we're not going to do that. And thankfully, they did the right thing. They were heroes instead of zeros, and they tabled the zoning laws and some of these other ridiculous things that they were trying to do. My point being in this is that you need to stand up. You need to say, hey, no, stop this. This is insane. Show up en masse and get angry. Because when people show up with torches and pitchforks, people who are in positions of power realize that that power can be taken away, and they don't want to lose that power because that power means influence, and people love power and influence. Show up, get angry, and demand to take your rights back. Now, let's move over to another story over in Texas.
The State Department of Health Services targeted them. The owners are calling it an all-out war on raw milk. Watching this video just makes me sick to my stomach. It's such a waste.
It's all over the country, and it's from every angle possible. I've talked to so many farms across the country that are dealing with the same thing, false reports, putting names out in the public with zero proof of what's going on or what they're claiming to be going on. And it makes me sick because this is people's livelihood. And it's been really rough to talk to so many people who are going through the same thing that I'm going through. So, yeah.
Now, JC has included a GoFundMe link, and she's been sharing this on X and a number of other places, so I'm going to go ahead and read some of that. It says, my name is JC Vaughn, a first-generation farmer, a wife, a mom of 2 young children. I own and operate Like Wildflowers Homestead, a raw milk, a Warclim dairy, Warclim, that phrase spelled backwards, every time I mention it the other way, some blue-haired keyboard commando over at YouTube demonetizes my video. A Warclim dairy in West Texas, where we serve our community through a private membership association. Private, non-government membership association. What started as a personal journey to provide better food for my own babies grew into a growing farm, now serving hundreds of families who value, meaning they're willing to pay for that value, locally raised and carefully handled food. Recently, our farm has been targeted by the Texas Department of State Health Services. Despite operating privately, safely, and serving only consenting members, we are now facing legal action and must defend our constitutional rights to continue operating in court. We have secured legal representation, and our next court date is set for March 31st in Austin, Texas. So, my first thought when I read this was, I wonder if the people who showed up to their farm to tell them to throw away this raw milk looked about the same as the people in Michigan about a year ago. I'll include a picture right here of the people who showed up and told them they had to get rid of all of their Warclim dairy products. Because the people who showed up in Michigan look like they just got done eating a tub full of ice cream and a bag of Doritos. They don't care about real food. They don't care about healthy food. All they care about is being government drones and following orders and doing whatever the Gestapo's ahead of them tell them to do. Real food does not compute with them because they're eating Doritos. And it shows. You can look at them. They look like they've been eating Doritos. My second thought was, how many people had they targeted and it didn't come to light? How many people just rolled over and said, okay? Because I'm telling you right now, if I was a legal business that sold food that was carefully and cleanly and safely handled, and I was selling it to a customer base who was willing to pay me for that, something that people 100 years ago wouldn't have batted an eye to, and they wanted to shut me down and throw away my product, I'm pretty sure I'd be going to prison that day or be dead. Because there's no way you're gonna make me throw that stuff away. Not a chance. So my second thought was like, when will Americans get angry enough to stand up and say no? And say no with what our Second Amendment guarantees us to say no with. Because that's what that amendment is for. It's the Second Amendment. It's the no amendment. No. 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 I'm just curious. What do you think? I'm interested to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below. What would you say if someone showed up to your farm where you sold things and demanded that you throw it all away. And leave me a comment below and let me know, do you right now buy anything from locally produced farmers? Do you buy anything that's locally produced? I buy a number of things that are locally produced. My Warclim, for once, is I buy that every week, every Thursday. I also buy a sourdough bread locally, sold here, locally, down the road. No inspections, no USDA, no FDA, locally made sourdough bread, locally. Do you do that? Crazy people. We're all a bunch of crazy people. I have spoke long and often on this channel about probiotics and good gut health. Perfect Pickler is the company that I always promote on this channel. So check this out, Dr. William Davis and what he said about prostate health, you men out there, and good gut health.
And by the way, men with prostate disease almost all have SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, even though it's the rectal microbiome that's right next to the prostate. To my great surprise, there's emerging science that tell us it's SIBO in the small intestine and thereby endotoxemia, presumptively, that influences prostate health.
Now, Dr. William Davis often promotes dairy products in the form of probiotics, and we do that here for sure, absolutely. But we also do kimchi, we do sauerkraut, we do all kinds of things that promote good, gut-healthy bacteria. And this is a great way to stay healthy in your older age, especially when it comes to prostate. We're finding more and more that this is very much tied to prostate health. So you men out there, if you want to stay healthy with your gut health, you want to stay healthy with your prostate, go to perfectpickler.com, perfectpickler.com, get a kit, learn how to use it. It literally takes 3 to 4 days tops to have a whole batch full of sauerkraut or kimchi that you can use to have good gut health. It takes like 3 days, 4 days, just get it. perfectpickler.com. See you next time in the homestead. Have you ever gone to a health food store and seen all those small bottles of probiotics in your cooler section? Man, can they be pricey. Are you really getting all you need to improve your gut health from those expensive bottles? How viable are they? Most of those products claim to give you between 8 and 15 strains of gut-healthy healing bacteria. Think of each strain of bacteria as a different factory in your gut. Each factory is responsible for breaking down that food in its own way. The more factories you have, the more the food is broken down and the easier the food is absorbed and digested by the body. A 2018 study published by the National Library of Medicine shows that one fermented head of cabbage can produce up to 114 strains of beneficial bacteria. That's a lot more food factories than you're getting from that expensive pill bottle. And that's just cabbage. Imagine the probiotics when you add garlic, onions, pepper, and more to that ferment. PerfectPickler.com and its home fermentation kits provide you with everything you need to get started making your own gut-healthy food factories from the comfort of your own kitchen. PerfectPickler.com even provides a jam-packed recipe book with many of our kits. Visit PerfectPickler.com and start fermenting your own veggies to begin your journey to better gut health. That's PerfectPickler.com. Hey guys, did you know you can become a patron of an American Homestead? They get access to private videos, and we send them gifts from the homestead that we make here on the homestead. And we also enter our patrons into special giveaways that are only available to them. And before you go, please check out these other great videos. Go ahead, click. I'll wait.